Hey YouTube, let's make another character. So I'm launching into my world, running my Game Master account. I'm going to delete this one. Let's create a new one. We're going to call them Jay. Why not? Age 18, gender male. Species, we're just going for human. I will cover another race in a different timeline or in a different video. Homeworld is not important right now. And first things first, we're going to roll for abilities. The Traveler Core Rulebook tells you to roll 2d for every ability, and you just apply it as you go. So let's do that. We're going to roll 2d. We're going to Control C to copy, and we're going to roll it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give this a minute to catch up. Wow, we've got some low ability scores. So we've got an 8 in strength, 2 in dex, 2 in endurance, 11 in intellect, not bad, a 3 in education, and a 7 in social. This character is not very powerful, but all that simply means is we're going to spend a lot of time rolling on the personal development charts for our character, for our careers, to build up those stats. So, hopping over to the Adobe Acrobat version of the Player's Handbook, the PDF. On the right here, I've got a few comments that I've made just to use as bookmarks. All you do is make a bookmark on the page that you want to be able to jump to. Use some kind of creative description, some descriptive title, and you can jump right there. So we have this flowchart. We've got characteristics first. Roll 2d for every characteristic. Calculate dice modifier. Foundry does that for us. Background. Choose education plus 3 education dice modifier plus 3 background skills and a home world. So we are going to scroll down to these background. Oh, actually, I think it's up. Yeah, here we go. Background skills right here. So we got education DM plus 3. Our education is -1. So we get 2 background skills because it's a plus 3, -1. So we get 2. Let's go with an intelligent character. Probably have science. So we go science 0. Scrolling down to my item list to science. And we will also grab electronics. Why not? And these are both 0. And I want to note something I've done is I've gone through every single skill on this list and I've set their difficulty to 8 because the average roll in Traveler, according to the Player's Handbook, is an 8 difficulty. And it just saves my players a little bit of time if they have to roll a skill. They no longer have to change the difficulty from average to 8 or from 6 to 8. Just saves a few seconds, and you know, when you have 4 or 5 people playing for you, that few seconds every single roll adds up. So we've got our background skills. Choose a homeworld would be next, but we're not going to worry about that. We've got pre-career education, which is optional. On this particular character, we're not going to do that. So start new tier. We're going to choose a career, and we're going to roll for qualification, and we'll go from there. Give me a second to find a career. Alrighty, so I think for our first skill, or our first career rather, we're going to go with merchant. Reason for that being our qualification is an intellect, which is the single thing our character's good at. And so we're going to jump into that. So I'm jumping down to merchant career. I've made a comment here to bookmark myself to it. And first things first, rolling for qualification. Qualification is an intellect roll or intelligence roll of 4 or better with a -1 for every previous career. This is our first career, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're just going to roll intelligence, routine difficulty because of the 4 or better. Boom, 7, 8 total with our +1. So we easily succeed. So we are now a merchant. Then we get to choose our assignment. I think we are going to go education versus dexterity for the survival roles. They both suck, but our education is slightly better. So our education will be what we're going for. We are going to go with a broker. Why not? So under info, I guess under experience points, I'm just going to say term 1, broker, merchant, broker. And as with all of our first careers, we get all of these service skills at a level 0, just as our basic training. So drive, vac-suit, broker, steward, electronics, and persuade are all gained as basic training for our first career. So drive, vac-suit, and broker. Let me go ahead and add those. Alrighty, I went ahead and added these 6 skills: drive, vac-suit, broker, steward, electronics, and persuade. We already had electronics because of our background skill, so that does not change, it just stays at 0. Our next step is to roll on our skill table, and as I said before, we're going to roll on the personal development skill a lot, just because we need to build up those base stats. So our personal development roll is a 1D, 1d6, so we're going to roll. I'm going to clear this just to make it easy to see. Roll 1d6, 2, dexterity plus 1, I'll take it. Dexterity is now 3, which brings our modifier up to a -1. Not great, but still an improvement. That's our skill roll for this career. We're going to go ahead and roll for survival. Being a broker, our survival roll is an education of 5 or better. So we're just going to make an education roll. Can't select a 5 on the difficulty, so we'll just leave it at 6. Ooh, what luck! A 9. How lucky of us. We do get to survive, which means we get to roll in the events table. The events table is right below the other ones. Right here. It's a 2d6 table. Oops, I did not mean to highlight that. Not going to worry about it. There we go. So 2d6. We'll roll 2d6 in Foundry. 7. Life event. Roll on the life events table. So luckily I have that bookmarked. Jumping down right here. Life events table. Another 2d. So we'll roll 2d6 one more time. 6. New relationship. You become involved in a romantic relationship. Gain an ally. Hopping back to our character sheet, we can go down to contacts. Have a romantic, maybe had a romantic partner as a broker, ally. And you can get as descriptive of this as you want. I'm keeping this pretty bare bones just for the sake of the video. Jumping back to our career sheet, our next step would be to see if we advance. So our advancement roll as a broker is an intellect of 7 or better. So we're going to roll an intellect. Can't select 7. So let's just see what we get. Ooh, we are exceptionally lucky. 5 and a 6 gives us a total of 12 with our +1. We succeed in advancing. So we are now a broker, level 1. And as you can see down on this table, ranking up to broker level 1 gives us the skill broker level 1. So under info, we'll put experience points. We're going to say rank 1. And we gain the broker skill at a level 1. Impressive. Good for this character. And that would be the end of that career term. So we advance our character's age by 4 years. We are now 22 years old. And now the choice has become to stay in that career or move on to a different one. We're doing pretty good, so I think we're going to stay in this career. We don't have to roll another survival. All we have to do is choose a table and roll on it. Once again, we're going to go with personal development. So that's a 1d6. Roll 1d6. A 6. That's a good roll. Streetwise. Now, because this does not list a level, we get that at level 1. So our Streetwise comes in at level 1. Right down here. Nice. That's our skill. Next step is survival. Broker survival is an education of 5 or better. Let's roll an education roll. Ooh, 6. We succeed again. How fortunate for us. So now we get to go down to events. Events is a 2d6. 7. Oh, I believe that's another life events. Yep. So using my quick little link, life events, another 2d6 table. We've got 8. Betrayal. You are betrayed in some fashion by a friend. If you had any contacts or allies, convert one into a rival or enemy. Otherwise, gain a rival or an enemy. Wow, our romantic relationship has broken down and become an enemy or a rival. We'll say rival. This relationship has broken down and become a rival. Interesting. And as I said before, fill this in with as much detail as you prefer. But we survive. That's our life event. Let's go ahead and roll to see if we advance again. An intellect or intelligence of 7 or better. So we're going to roll that. Roll. Cross our fingers. Ooh, we're so lucky. An 11. We do advance one more time. So we're going to go here. We're going to say term 2, merchant, broker, rank 2. How fortunate. Scrolling down to our ranks and bonuses sheet, as a broker, we don't gain anything for reaching 2. But if we gain 3, we gain a title and Streetwise 1. That's unfortunate, we already have. But, you know, if we make it far enough, we can get a pension. So we do advance. We are now a rank 2 broker. That's the end of the term. So now we advance another 4 years. We're now 26 years old. And we get to decide, continue in the career or choose something different. For the sake of this video, I'm going to choose something different just to keep things interesting. What I would recommend for this character is to continue, but because we're choosing something different, we're going to go ahead and muster out. So the first thing we do when we muster out is we get our benefits. So our benefits is for every full term that we spend, we gain 1 roll on the mustering benefits table. And you can find that here on the benefits and life events. Benefits are gained when a traveler leaves a career. Traveler gets 1 benefit roll for every full term served in that career. You also get extra benefit rolls if you reached a high rank. So we reached rank 2, and we served 2 full terms in that career. So we get 2 with the bonus of 1 to 2 being 1. So we get 3 total rolls. 2 rolls for 2 full terms served, and 1 extra roll for reaching between rank 1 and 2. We reached rank 2. So 3 benefit rolls on that table. Throughout your entire traveler career, you get to roll on the cash table 3 times total. So for this career, we'll do 2 times on the cash, 1 time on the benefits. So it's a 1D roll each time. So we're going to do cash twice and benefits 1. So cash, cash, benefits. 6, 5, and 2. Those cash rolls are phenomenal. So we've got 40,000 and 20,000 for a total of 60,000 credits. That's great. And then our benefit roll is a 2. That gives us an intellect plus 1. Ooh, I'll take that. 12. I believe that gives us a plus 2. Hey, this character's turning out pretty good. So we mustered out. We're done with the merchant. We go ahead and choose a new career. Give me a second. I'm going to look at this career summary table and we'll choose a new one. Alrighty, for this second career, I've decided to go with Scholar because it works well with intellect and education. And our character has a pretty decent intellect. So I'm scrolling down to Scholar. I'm going to create that comment just so I can navigate to it. Scholar career. And first things first, because this is a new career, we have to roll to see if we get in. So our qualification is an intelligence or intellect of 6 or better with a -1 for every previous career. So we're rolling an intellect, and our custom DM will be a -1 because we had 1 career as a broker. Cross our fingers. 8. Lucky for us, we succeed. So we are now a scholar. We get to choose our assignment. I think for this assignment, we're going to go with physician. Why not? So we are now a physician scholar. Under info, I'm going to say term 3, scholar physician. How do you spell physician? Physicin. Physicin. Starting at rank 0. And then as with any career, you get your basic training. So your first career, you get all of the service skills. Any subsequent careers, you get to choose one of the service skills. So in this case, we get to choose one of these 6 skills. We're going to choose medic. So we get medic level 0 as our basic training. Drag it on the character sheet, medic level 0. Now we get to choose a table and roll on it. So we have personal development, service skills, physician, and then if our education had been a 10 or better, we could roll on the advanced education. For this character, we're going to choose personal development. Once again, we still need to pad out those basic stats. So we're going to roll a d6. 4. Dexterity +1. I'll take it. So our dexterity is now 4. You still have a -1 modifier, but hopefully we can raise that again. That is our skill roll. Our next step is to roll to see if we survive. So as a physician, our survival roll is an education roll of 4 or better. So let's roll education. Routine difficulty, 4 or better. Oof. With our -1, that brings us down to a 3. That means we fail. So instead of rolling on the events table, we get to roll on the mishap table. And unless otherwise stated, this means we are kicked out. So our mishap table is a D1, or 1D rather. So we're going to roll a D6, a 6. A rival researcher blackens your name or steals your research. Gain a rival, but you do not have to leave this career. Ooh, lucky us. So we gain a rival. We're going to go down to contacts. Gained a rival physician. But we don't have to leave because it says so. So we're going to stay. Now, I personally interpret this as that if you fail your survival roll, you do not get the chance to advance. So we're going to stay rank 0 physician. And that's going to be the end of our term. So we advance our character age. We are now 30 years old. And we get the choice. Do we want, you're also not, my interpretation of this is also that you do not get a benefits roll either. Well, no, that's too harsh. We'll say you get the benefits roll. I don't want to be too harsh on my players, but you don't get to try to advance. So our next step would be to decide, do we want to continue as a physician or do we want to try something else? I want to continue as a physician. So our first step, roll on our skills. Instead of personal development, we're going to roll on the physician skill table. Still a d6, so let's roll a d6. 2. That gives us electronics. Our electronics skill goes up by 1. Hey guys, so something I caught while rewatching my last video. When I gained the electronics skill of 1, instead of choosing a specialty, I just put in the skill of 1. And you guys know, in all skills, at least ones with a general specialty or a general skill and then a specialty set of skills, when you reach level 1, you get to choose a specialty. So instead of making my electronics 1, what I should have done is chosen a specialty. So just to correct it, I'm going to say this character gained electronics sensors of 1, and the electronic skill stayed 0. If you watch the rest of the video, it will still look like I took electronics 1. I just want you to know that I caught this and I corrected it. Thank you. I'll take that. And our survival roll, education 4 or better. Lucky us, 8. We survive. So we get to roll in the events table, which is a 2D. So 2d6. 4. You are assigned to work on a secret project for a patron or organization. Gain 1 of Medic 1, Science 1, Engineer 1, Electronics 1, or Investigate 1. We already have Medic. Well, we don't have Medic. We're going to go with Science 1. So Science is a general skill. And when you gain a 1 in any science skill, you get to choose a specialty. So instead of your general science skill going up to 1, you choose a specialty, and that specialty will be 1. We are going to go with cosmology because it sounds cool. So we gain science cosmology at level 1 because of our life event. Our next step would be to see if we advance. So our advancement roll is a physician, is an education of 8 or better. That's for education. Cross our fingers. 5. We do not advance. That's okay. We stay at a rank 0. But it's okay. We still gained our skills and we're not kicked out. So that's the end of that term. We're now 34 years old. And because we are 34, we get to worry about aging. So scrolling down to this page, we have the effects of aging. And the way aging works is you roll 2D and you have a negative modifier based on the number of terms that you have had as a career, as a traveler. So this character has had 2 terms. Term 4, scholar, physician, rank 0. This character has had 2 terms as a broker and 2 terms as a physician. So our DM would be -4. So we're going to roll 2D -4. 4. And as you can see on the aging table, any effect of 1 or greater means that we have no effect from aging. So our character is not feeling aging yet. We're 34 years old. No aging yet, but we're going to continue in the scholar career. We're going to do at least 1 more term. So, scholar career. Let's go ahead and choose our surface skills, or our skill table to roll on. We're going to do personal development. So 1D. 2. Education up by 1. I'll take that. Ooh. Now we roll to survive. Education of 4 or better. 7. We survive. Going down here to events. 2d6. And as you can see, once you get the hang of it, this goes pretty quickly. We rolled a 3. You are called upon to perform research that goes against your conscience. Accept and you gain an extra benefit roll. A level in each of any 2 science skills specialties and D3 enemies. Ooh. You know what? We're going to take it. So we gain an extra benefit roll. So we'll take note of that first. And we are in term 5 right now. Scholar, physician, rank, HYSICIN, rank. Gonna leave rank blank. Extra benefit roll. We gain, apologies, 3. Extra benefit roll, a level in any 2 science skill specialties. I will take that. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make our cosmology, not cosmetology, our cosmology go up to 2. And we will take science of chemistry at level 1. Sweet. And then we get a D3 enemies. So we're going to roll /R 1d3. 1 enemy. 1 second. Alrighty, I just had to double check. So a D3 means you roll a D6 and treat it as if it only has 3 sides. So rolling a 1 to 2 means you get 1, a 3 to 4 means 2, and a 5 to 6 means 3. So we would roll a d6. The 6 would give us a 5 to 6, which means 3 enemies are gained for this character. Gained 3 enemies as a physician. Alrighty. I'm back down to physician scholar. Let me make sure that's everything. Alrighty. So that's our event. Now we get to roll to see if we advance. Education roll. We're looking for an 8 or better. 6. Unfortunate, we do not advance. So we end this term out as still a rank 0. But we do get the extra benefit roll, so I'll take it. So that's the end of our term. Our age advances 4 years, so we're 38 years old. We get to roll on our age table. From memory, I can recall that it is 2d minus our number of terms, so we're at -5. And as long as our result is 1 or greater, no effects. So a 3 means no effects on the aging table. Right here. So that's the end of that turn. We get the choice. Do we want to muster out, become a traveler, swap careers, or continue? We're just going to go ahead and continue because I'm making a character. So on turn 6, we're doing a scholar, physician, rank blank. Going back up to our scholar career. This time we're going to choose the service skills table. We'll roll on that. 1d. 1. Drive or flyer. We get to choose. We're going to go with drive. No. Yeah, we'll go with drive. Drive becomes level 1. So that's our skill. Next is our survival roll. Education 4 or better. 6. We survive. So we get to roll on events. That's 2d. 4. You are assigned to work on a secret project for a patron or organization. Gain 1 medic 1, science 1, engineer 1, electronic 1, or investigate 1. You know what? This character, we're going to become a science specialist. So we are going to go for another science skill. We'll do science physics level 1. That's our life event. Let's see if we advance. Education 8 or better. Haven't had any luck with that so far. Oh, what luck! We are now a rank 1 physician. I'll take it. So we are rank 1. Ooh, buddy. So that gives us the benefit of medic 1, which I believe we already have. We don't. Medic becomes 1. Hell yeah, that's a pretty good roll for us. We'll take it. So that's our event roll. That's our survival roll. That's our advancement roll. That would be the end of the turn. We're going to go up by another 4 years, 42. Info, we're looking at term 6. So let's do aging, 2d minus 6. Cross our fingers. 3, we're still not feeling the effects of age. Ooh, lucky us. Just to show you again, as long as our result is a 1 or better, there are no effects. So now we have that choice. Muster out, become a traveler, or continue. I think we're going to do it one more time. Let's continue. We're going to do term 7. Same thing, scholar, physician. Right now we're rank 1. Let's see if we become something else. So let's jump up to scholar career. Choose our table. We'll do personal development. 5. Endurance goes up by 1. I'll take it. 3. Ready? Now a survival roll. Education 4 or better. 3. We do not survive, so we are being kicked out. So we get to roll in the mishap table. That is 1d6. 4. An expedition or voyage goes wrong, leaving you stranded in the wilderness. Gain survival 1 or athletics, dexterity, or endurance 1. By the time you find your way home, your job is gone. So we're going to take survival 1. Swapping over to here, we've got survival right here. Swapping back to skills becomes 1, and we are unfortunately out as a scholar physician mishap. And that would be the end of the turn. We're now 46 years old, so we're going to roll our aging. 2d minus 7 terms. 0. Ooh, we hit aging. What is it? Reduce 1 physical characteristic by 1. The absolute least we can do. We're just going to do a strength minus 1. Yeah, we'll do strength from 8 to 7. That's our aging. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to muster out. So looking at our leftover terms, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 full terms as a physician with 1, 2 benefit rolls because we reached rank 1 and we gained 1 from that event. So that leaves us with a total of 6 benefit rolls as a physician. So we are going to hop up to the scholar. Our first roll will do a cash roll, and then all of the other 5 will be our benefit rolls. So first one's cash, d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 benefit rolls. Sorry, this is a lot. So we got 4 is our cash roll. Nope, wait. 2, 6. Give me 1 second to clean this up. All right, so this one's first. So 4 is our cash roll. That's 30,000 credits, a pretty good amount. So that brings us up to 90,000 credits. 3, 1, 6, 2, and 4. So 2 ship shares. Intellect goes up by 1. So real quick, we'll go to info. We're going to say 2 ship shares under description. And our intellect goes up by 1. So it's a 13. 6, 2, 4. 6, we get a lab ship. Ooh, lucky us. Education goes up by 1, and then 4, social goes up by 1. So education becomes a 5, social becomes an 8, and we gain a lab ship. How big? So we'll put that under here, 1 lab ship. That's a big benefit. So those are our benefit rolls. And we are officially done with the scholar career. Before we embark as travelers, I want to cover one more thing. Because of the effects of aging, we didn't receive a lot of it this term. But if we had reduced a characteristic down to 0, so say we had reduced strength down to 0, we do have the option of paying 1d6 times 10,000 credits to restore a characteristic up to 1. So that's a little bit of medical debt that you could incur and take care of before you muster out. And the rules for that are right here on page 50 of the PDF, page 49 of the physical book. So that's our character. Got 90,000 credits. We've got a decent amount of skills, still some pretty low stats, lots of enemies and rivals. We've also got a whole ship, 2 ship shares, and a lot of experience to go with it. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.